right, welcome to Cafe Chronicles. Tonight we have the fabulous Randall Wilson.
That's me.
That's you. How you doing, Randall?
I am well. I'm blessed and lightly flavored.
Yeah. Excellent, excellent. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, yeah, we've known each other for a little bit.
It's been a minute.
Yeah,
Back when dirt was young.
right. So, we're going to be talking about your tribute to George Benson on June 8th,
Correct.
correct?
Yes.
But before we get to that, I'd like to know a little bit about like how you got started playing guitar. I don't know that story about you.
My father used to play, and one day he came home and he traded his guitar. He had a Gibson 175, really nice guitar. He used to work at Grinnell's downtown, long time ago.
The piano place? Isn't that Grinnell?
Grinnell's, a
Yeah.
music store. Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to work down there, and he used to steal stuff and bring it home. And we had the first color TV on the block, all that. But anyway, he came home without his guitar, and he had this Chrysler New Yorker, a 1955 Chrysler New Yorker Deluxe that he traded his guitar for. Really nice. But anyway, prior to that, every time he'd leave the house, he'd tell me, "Don't touch his guitar." And I'm thinking there's reverse psychology, because soon as he left, I would pick up the guitar and start playing it. So he knew I was playing it. And he never really showed me anything. He showed me diminished chords, repeat every third, every minor third. Okay. But that was it.
How old
And
were you?
I had to be 11.
Okay.
And I was playing his guitar. I'm walking through the streets carrying his Fender Twin and his Gibson 175 to school. If I had only known, and the school had to be 2 miles away, and we're carrying this
Oh
stuff.
my God.
Oh, God, it was goofy. But yeah, that would probably have been my inspiration. And my mother would just sing gospel all the time. It was just always in the house. There's always music there.
Yeah.
So
Were you trying to emulate anybody?
not at the time. I was just trying to make sound.
Okay.
You know how when you first start out, it just sounds awful.
Oh yeah.
And one of the neighbors, I'm sitting on the porch playing, and one of my neighbors, he says, "Man, you sound like a cat dying." And when he said that, that kind of inspired me to do better.
Yeah.
So then eventually I started playing better, and he was like, "Man, you sound good now." I say, "Thanks to you." So I mean, all comments aren't bad for you. Sometimes you need them. So
Okay. So what? You said your dad played. What?
he played. It was him, a drummer, and a blind organist, because he used to have to pick up the organist all the time because it's hard for blind people to drive. And sorry, but they would crank, and he had all his recordings on reel to reel. And to this day, I do not have any of them, and I wish I would have had some of his recordings because they sounded good. I mean, he was at the point where he quit, because at one point, like I said, he quit, and he was on Kenny Burrell's coattails. That's how tough he
Oh
was.
wow.
He could
It was
play.
all jazz.
Yeah, all jazz. Oh, they do all the standards and they do all the parties and stuff then. And it was just a pleasure to hear him play, and I would always help him carry his stuff to the car to go to the gig. So it was just very cool. So he could play.
Wow.
Hmm.
So when you got to a point where you could make music,
Hmm.
what were you trying? Were you into jazz then, or were you into something else?
At that time, I did my first gig. I was 15, and we opened up at the Cabaret Lounge on I-94 in Connor, not Connors. For everybody who's in Detroit, they know it's Connor and not Connors. And we opened up for the Dynamic Soul Superiors. And we played for them, and I was 15, and I was making money playing. It's like, wow, I can do this. And after that, I just kept playing and playing, and we kept gigging, and it turned into a big fat snowball.
Wow. What kind of music?
It was just R&B top 40 then,
Okay.
all the,
All covered tunes.
yeah, no originals at that time. No.
No.
Hmm. It was
Huh.
fun. It was fun.
Yeah. How long did that last?
Fresh out of high school, I went on the road for 5 years with a top 40 band. It was a Lawyer and Ross band. We were called Charm, and we were one of the top 5 bands in Lawyer and Ross. And for 5 years, 5 and 6 nights a week, that's all we did was play top 40. We played Holiday Inns, Ramadas. We were everywhere. We would drive cars to Florida in a car that I wouldn't drive from the east side to the west side now. I mean, ball joints hanging out, smoking out the back, oil leaking, lifters chattering. But we would drive all the way to Florida, go down there and do a gig and come back, and we just smiling because we were gigging. We were in a band.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot of what not to do.
Yeah.
So it was
Probably
fun,
not
though.
getting paid a whole lot either,
Now, we
right?
made $200 a week, but the leader of the band was getting more than that. He was just stealing money from the band. His brother was the bass player. His brother-in-law was a percussionist, so he's just stealing from his own family. But we didn't know no better. We were fresh out of high school. We were just having fun. We're playing music. We on the road. Yeah, right.
And when did it start getting like really serious for you?
I would say after that, I would play in church. I always played in church, and that's the best learning ground I recommend for anybody. Play in church because you could be up there hacking away. Oh, you're doing it for the Lord. Yes, yes. But that's the best place to learn because you learn rhythm, you learn how to listen, you learn your levels, you learn the people, you learn the audiences. But it got serious probably in my late 20s, early 30s, and I started really doing more of my own stuff because there were some things I was writing. Oh, that's why I want to go back to my father real quick. There's a song that I wrote. It's called "I Promise to Myself." I promised myself and my father that I would never stop playing because he stopped, and I promised that would not happen.
That's
So
the name of one of your albums, isn't it?
yes, I promised to myself.
Yeah.
Yes, go out and buy it today. Yes, but yeah. Sorry, I get a little random sometimes, but that's something I didn't want to forget.
That's all right.
But yeah, I play, and at that time in my late 20s, early 30s, I would be playing at clubs, and we would go out and tour. I mean, the tour at that time would be, you might spend 2 days in Cleveland or something like that, and you come back, you go to Chicago. It wasn't like you go and you stay. So, but it was real cool. So.
That's great. So I want to go back to you were talking about writing your own stuff, right? I talk about this at pretty much every podcast now because, as you know, I love you. You know this. So Randall he produced my first album. Okay,
Don't blame it
for
on
anybody
me.
that. Okay, he produced my first album in 2015 called "That's What Made Me Famous."
I
And
made him famous.
and he played a guitar solo on a track called "Devil."
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you.
You helped me out so much with that album
That's what I'm here for.
because I recently became sober, and it was like a huge turning point for me. And that really, really helped me out. What you did for me, because you helped me through the entire process of releasing all that.
And speaking of the process, one of the coolest things in the music too, but the album cover with you and the dog.
Yeah,
That was
Mojo.
yes, that
Yeah.
was so cool.
There's
That
Mojo
was so
right
cool.
here.
I love. Okay, cool. That was very cool. But yeah, it was my pleasure. It was my pleasure.
Yeah,
And I've watched this guy grow musically. He plays, he sings, and his writing is expanding also. So
yeah, I love it.
yes, you do. It's in you. It's in you.
So I love it. So I love to learn about other people and their original stuff. So I want to talk about that a little bit with you. Like you said, you were starting to write some of your own stuff.
Yes.
So
Just
how did that come about?
I mean, sometimes you'll play a line and then you'll get, oh, that sounds kind of cool. You might have 3, 4 chords and they go together, but you have nowhere to put them. So you might record that one little piece and then you keep that. And then every once in a while, every time you have a thought, and I highly recommend this to anybody, anytime you have a thought for a song or a chord progression or what have you, record it on your phone. It doesn't have to be a real pristine recording, but record it and then put it together with something else. I have like a whole bunch of pieces of songs. Oh, this fits with this one. This fits with this one. And then eventually you have a whole song.
Yeah.
There are very few songs that come totally from beginning to end in one sitting. Very few. I mean, there are some people that do that. Now you can just press a button, which is sad. But that's another story.
Yeah.
But I did have a chance to write. I wrote a lot of stuff. I had a lot of collaborators, and a lot of different people helped me out too. Each one reach one, each one teach one.
Yeah. Yeah. I've yet to really collaborate with anyone. I mean, on
You
the
will.
writing process.
You
But
will.
so, do you remember writing your first piece? That
Oh, yes, I remember my first song, and I don't want to remember it anymore. But I do. It was those,
oh,
those 6 notes. It was all in order, all open strings. So it was just a rhythm exercise, and it actually kind of worked. So, but
it was
it,
like EADGB. Oh,
yes,
really?
yes. Just
Each
open.
guitar string.
Yep, each open notes, open notes, open notes. But after a while, things will come to you. Sounds, notes, chords. Chords to me are like the antithesis. Did I use that word right? Of music, because the way they go together. You know, there's some songs that only require, no chords. They're all power chords, all fifths, ding,
Hmm.
ding, 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 ding. And that works. It depends on what you like. So,
Yeah. That's interesting that you say that because it's. I think a lot of people think they need the whole chord.
no.
You do not.
No, I teach, and what I try to get people to not do is double the same note in the chord, unless you feel it's necessary. But music is like painting. Whatever colors you want, you
Hmm.
put them on there. If that's what you like, that's what makes it music to you.
Yeah.
If you like it, if everybody else does it, it's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody has a place. Everybody can't see your vision. Sometimes you can't see it yourself, but
Yeah.
you believe. You
That
believe.
opened up a lot for me though when I kind of like realized that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I don't have to play,
Mm-hmm.
you know, a bar chord. I don't have to play the whole all six strings. It's not
No.
necessary.
No.
And when I realized, it was just like, wow, I can do a lot.
Harmony.
Yeah.
Harmony. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, so you're a guitar teacher as well.
I teach,
You
yes.
teach
I teach bass and ukulele too.
ukulele.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Do you play ukulele? I
I
didn't know
have
that.
there's a video on my YouTube page where I played ukulele for a wedding. We did Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and the groom cried. Not because I was awful. No, he cried. He cried because that was the song, I guess, that he met his wife on,
Uh-huh.
and they wanted to hear that at the wedding. That was their dance, and I played the ukulele, and it was. I think we were in Cleveland, one of those sea cities in Ohio, which they have too many of.
Yeah.
But I think we were in Cleveland. We played a wedding, and it was fun, because the ukulele is actually a fun instrument. And if people have children and they interested in playing guitar, get them a ukulele. Let them play with that first to see
Yeah.
what their interest is, because they can actually play that, and it's smaller.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I didn't know that about you.
You don't know a lot about me, big fella.
Great. So we were talking before we sat down too that you were in radio for a little bit, right?
Yes, I was in radio. Um, Actually, I got my first real job in '95 at WJLB doing news. I was a news reporter. Mildred Gaddis hired me, and it was a blessing because when she hired me, I didn't have the skills that she was looking for. So it had to be the Lord to say, "Hey, hire him." She liked because I could do the computer and I could do all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but I would go out and I get the stories and come back and edit them, put them all together, and we put them on the air.
You were a reporter. You'd go out.
Yeah, I was a
Okay.
news reporter for Mason in the morning and
Oh.
Mason Coco and Foolish in the morning with Mildred Gaddis. Yeah.
Oh.
And then I was production director for Mix 92.3, and I worked for Clear Channel for 15 years. Yes, I learned a lot there too.
Yeah. And you've done like voiceover work, correct?
Yes, I've done voiceover. I'm still doing voiceover work. Matter of fact, if you live in the world, you've heard my voice somewhere.
Okay.
Because I've been blessed to do a lot of voice work, and I was taught a lot. Matter of fact, Gerald McBride, I used to work for him with voiceover productions, and he taught me a lot. And my full circle moment was I was in Phoenix putting gas in a rental car, and the voice at the pump was me telling me to go inside and buy one of those hot dogs off the roller grill that's been rolling
Get
for
out.
2 weeks. So that was a full circle. And the other full circle moment was when I did a voiceover for one of the dealerships I used to work at. So I did the voiceover for that. Oh, can I say the name?
That you use. You say
Yeah.
whatever you want. Yeah.
No, I used to work at Snefcap.
Okay.
Snefcap Chrysler, deep job. See, deep job. Wow. At Chrysler, and I used to work there at both of them, and I did the voiceover for that, and so that was a full circle moment. So,
Wow.
it's been a blessing. It's been a good ride. It's been a good ride.
Yeah. Anything else we don't know about?
Well, I used to be a pimp.
How'd you get started with that?
Well, what had happened was, no, I've been car dealerships. Yeah, I work on my own vehicles, of course, except for the warranty stuff. I leave that alone.
Yeah, you have some nice cars, right?
Not
you still have those?
anymore.
No,
I only have one
Oh, no.
now. I had sold my Monte Carlo
Oh,
that I had for 30 years. It's gone now. But I'm gonna get another hot rod.
yeah.
But anyway, I've been blessed to do some wonderful things. Played with some wonderful people. Had a chance to open for Earth, Wind and Fire. We played for George Clinton Parliament Funkadelic a couple years ago down at Hart Plaza, and there's just been it's been very cool.
That's great.
I have many other names. Just check it out on the website.
Yeah. So June 8th, you're going to be.
It's 3 days after my birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday to you.
Hey.
Tribute to George Benson.
Yes.
Yes. How did that happen? Like,
Well, Sky Covington, who we love, of course.
we love Sky
We
Covington.
love you, Sky. She just texted me and said, hey, can you do a George Benson tribute? And I texted her back about 3.2 seconds later and said, yes. So that's another person we opened up for. I had a chance to open up for George Benson. And Layla Hathaway was on the show.
Oh.
Joe Sample was on keyboards. Joe Sample's son was on bass. And George Benson, I was playing with a group called Impromptu from L.A. People may remember some of the Impromptu songs. But we were playing for them, and we opened up for George Benson. George Benson actually signed the guitar that I'll be playing. There's a bunch of signatures on the back of my guitar, and I'll show everybody what those are. But that George Benson is one of the people that signed it. And, Perry Hughes, Mike Hicks, and me, and George Benson. We're all standing backstage. This was after our sound check, and George said, man, I heard you guys sound check, man. You guys got character, man. You guys got character. He was just cracking up. But we back there kicking it with George for about an hour. And he's not talking about music. He's talking about his suits and wine and stuff. And, it's me, Perry, Mike, and George. It's like 4 musicians, and we're not talking about music. Guitar players at that. We didn't say nothing about guitars. What kind of strings you use? None of that.
Right.
So, but it was a very cool experience. He was very cool to us. Their band. It was just, it's been a blessed ride for sure.
So has George Benson been an influence on your playing?
For sure. I mean, there's so many. If you're a guitar player, I mean, you could be a rock guitar player, and you're going to be influenced by Benson. And you could be a jazz guitar player, you're going to be influenced by Stevie Ray Vaughan or Eddie Van Halen. You just have to hear what those people are doing, and that you can use that in your playing. We all borrow from each other, and when you borrow so much from other musicians, and people can't tell who you borrowed from, then that's your style. Because there's so many other people that do things that we do, and to get some from them, like if I was a welder, matter of fact, Wes Montgomery was a welder by trade. And, if you're a welder and you can watch somebody do that, and wow, that's cool. And then they show you how to do that, or you try to weld like that person. That's how you learn. You try to get the skills that people have that you don't have. So even when you're driving, I'm driving and my granddaughter be looking at you're going over the speed limit. But they're watching you, and eventually they're going to do what you do, whether you do it well or not. So we all learn from each other.
Yeah. That's very true.
It's true.
So it was an easy yes.
Yeah, Sky called me, and that was not a hard thing to do. And I've been blessed to have some really good musicians around. And when you call somebody up to do a gig, I love when I call cats up to do a gig and they don't even ask me how much it pay.
Yeah.
You know,
So when you do this kind of thing, like this tribute, are you playing note for note?
that'd be a big fat no.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, are you getting close?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
nobody can play like George.
right.
And that's like if somebody tried to play my songs, they're not going to play like me. They can steal some of my riffs or borrow. But what you do is borrow some of what they do, especially the signature lines. You know, there are certain things that you're going to have to do that the audience is going to look for. I saw an interview with Grover Washington, and he says he cannot, well, at that time, because he's gone now, but he could not do a gig without doing Mr. Magic, even though he said he hated the song. So he said you could not go in there and do a concert. Okay, and good night. He didn't do Mr. Magic. Boo, you know. But George's riffs he's very, very tasteful with what he does, and his bag is so deep. He's like hardly ever running out of things. I rarely hear him repeat any phrases. So it's been a challenge for me to do that, but I'm here to do my best, and I'll give it my all.
All right. That's great. I can't wait.
Me either.
So, Cafe Chronicles, we do ask one question every podcast.
No, I'm okay. Go ahead.
Just something that pops in your head, a moment at the cafe in the past, just something a memorable moment that kind of just pops in your head that's happened at the cafe.
We were one of the first bands to play here when it opened, and that was a blessing too. We were on stage, and we were playing one of my songs, and I looked out into the audience, and everybody knew the song. If it had lyrics, they would have been singing it. So I think only a few of my songs have lyrics. But to look out in the audience and see them grooving to something I wrote, I mean, it wasn't. If I see somebody doing this, I'm good with that. You know, they don't have to jump up and down and swing from the rafters. If I'm in, I see I'm inside at that point. But when I looked out at the audience and I could see everyone's attentive, and there's all the body parts are moving. You know, there's nobody sitting there like this. So at that point, I mean, I got teary. You know, I was welling up, and I was sweating so badly nobody could tell I was actually crying. So that was one of the moments. It just hit me that something I wrote, these people are enjoying.
Yeah.
So
That's one of the things I love about this room. It's there's no game on. There's no TVs with like the game on. Or like there's none of that. People are paying attention.
come for the music.
You come for the music. That's great. So that must have been like 2000. We opened in like 2006, 2007. So
We were one of the first the first bands to play here, and it was just an honor to be called to do that, and it was fun.
that was at Randall Wilson and the Chosen
And
Few.
the Chosen Few, yes.
All right.
That's been a while.
Is that who were the Chosen Few?
Wow. At that time, it had to be Terrence Neal on drums, Takashi Io on bass, Marvin Thompson Jr. on keys, and who was on saxophone? Had to be Neil Guerin on saxophone. Wow, you take me back.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And those cats, they're so easy to work with and so talented, and just flows.
Yeah, and all those guys, except I don't think I know the horn player.
Neil Guerin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing TV now. He does
Oh.
he does camera, and for movies.
Yeah.
Real stuff. So yeah,
But the rest of those guys are still playing a cafe all the time.
still around.
Yeah.
Still around.
Yeah.
hmm
So who do you have on the 8th with you?
Let's see. Who do we have? Oh, we have Duncan McMillan on keys. We have Terrence Neal on drums. We have Steve Bostic on bass. We'll be honored with the Soul Deacon, because I sing, but he sings better than I, so I don't want to kill y'all out there singing songs, and y'all say, "Oh, I wish he shut up and just play guitar." And we, of course, we have Veronique music. We have to have some estrogen on the stage. Yes, yes. And it's a blessing and an honor to work with them too, because all of it, they make it so easy for me.
All right, excellent. That sounds like it's going to be a great show.
It is. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
That's great. Yeah, we've had Veronique. Is that how you say it?
Veronique, yes.
I've interviewed her, and we've interviewed Soul Deacon.
I've been blessed to be her MD for quite some time. I've been blessed to be the MD for a lot of people, and I don't know. I guess it's because I don't scream and holler at people. We just get the job done and we keep it
Yeah.
moving. So
That's a good quality.
it is because I try to make people feel as comfortable as possible on stage. You know, even if somebody does something wrong, I'm not gonna say nothing to you on stage. I'll wait till after the show. So then I just won't call you no more. But no,
I
we
don't
all
think you see that too much these days.
no, we just take care of business and just have fun. The main thing is to have fun and enjoy yourself up there.
All right, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And it's great seeing you. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thanks for having a chair that fits me.
And all right, June 8th, tributes to George Benson with Randal V. Wilson
And Project Jazz.
and Project Jazz. Okay.
Had to change the name because somebody had the other name. So.
All right. Thank you so much, Randal.
Thank you.
All right.